Hello, YouTube friends. This is Richard Mabey with Richard Mabey Presents. It's Thursday, May 30th, 2024. At about at 11:34 in the morning. Just found out about half an hour ago that an old friend whom I've known since first grade, an old friend from Lincoln Park, whom I've known since first grade and on through all of grade school and all through high school, Booton High School. Um, so my friend Patrick passed away last night. I'm very sad. And my deepest sympathy to his beloved wife, to his children and his grandchildren. Patrick lived in Colorado. Incredibly successful man, was one of the most successful individuals of our graduating class. A self-made man. Nothing at all was handed to him. And he, by the sweat of his brow, by determination, and by his God-given intelligence, created this company and built it into a hugely successful company. A very successful man, very humble man, poet, and with I understand copyright laws and copyright, and I respect that immensely. But with if I have his wife's permission, I'll read one of his poems in a few days. And also with his wife's permission, I'll post a photo of Patrick to honor him with reverence and respect. So it was a sad day. I couldn't quite do the usual enthusiastic, joy-filled, kind of happy-go-lucky YouTube video that I normally do. I'm very sad right now. I'm very sad. Patrick and I were both drummers. He taught me how to play. There's a song called Wipeout. Don't quote me. I think it was 1965. Might have been 1966. 45 RPM. On the flip side was Surfer Joe. But the Wipeout was this probably one of the most complex drum solos in rock music history. And Patrick taught me how to play Wipeout on the drums. We went over each other's houses a few times, and he let me play the drums on his drum set, and I let him play the drums on my drum set, that kind of thing. And other than the Wipeout song, Patrick taught me how to you do a series of 16th single beat, not double beat, but single beat. So it's not a drum roll, but you start off in snare drum and you go to tom tom. If you have if you have two tom toms, you go from first tom tom, second tom tom, then bass tom tom, and simultaneously you're doing this bum 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 on your bass drum, bum 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 bum, and then you throw a few cymbal crashes in there, while you're throwing off from snare to tom tom, first tom tom, second tom tom, bass tom tom, and you throw in a few. Well, Patrick taught me, how to the art of that process. One of the deepest regrets I have in my life is we were in sixth grade, and Patrick and I were in Mr. Yergelis's class together, and we were on recess. You would eat lunch and go outside. It was in sixth grade. You still went out in the playground, the backyard of the church of the school. And I was going to ask Patrick if he wanted to come to it was a Friday. I remember distinctly it was a Friday, and I was going to ask him if he wanted to come to a Boy Scout meeting. And I chickened out because I thought that maybe Patrick would think it was kind of I don't know why. But it's funny, maybe it was about 10 years ago, in an email, I think it was an email I sent to Patrick, and I said, I really regret I never invited you to the Boy Scout meeting. He wrote me back, he says, I knew about Scouts, and it just wasn't, just the idea of camping out and didn't appeal to me. So that was cool. Great basketball player, phenomenal basketball player. And I can't remember if he made the high school team or not, or tried out, but I remember in like 7th and 8th grade, being a phenomenal basketball player, an incredibly great basketball player. 7th grade, I had rheumatic fever, and for 1 year of my life, my feet never touched the ground. But in that process, I was in the Barnett Hospital, and Patrick sent me a couple of get well cards, and they're the funny cards. They said these cards are like taller than usual, and it said, I was going to buy you a Porsche, and I just, but all I had was money to buy you this card, all that silly cards like that. They used to be at Moe's Sweet Shop. Moe had against the one wall all those funny cards. Farewell, Patrick, my spiritual brother. I shall see thee in heaven. Fare thee well for now, kind soul.